Hi Science2 kiddos. I'm going to walk you through a little activity today about how to map out the planets based on astronomical units. You're going to need what you see here on the screen, tape, ruler that shows centimeters, something to write with, a pen, scissors, and a piece of paper. If you don't have a ruler with centimeters, see if you can find something else that might have some kind of measurements on it, even a protractor or some kind of angle measurement or a meter stick at home. Okay, first thing you're going to do is take your piece of paper, cut it down the middle so that you end up with two long, thin pieces, and then tape those together. To save time on this video, I've already done that. So you should end up with something that looks like this. Long strip of paper. I recommend on the back, tape it once across, but on the front, which is where you're going to be drawing, only put tape on the top and bottom area. Leave the middle blank so that you can draw easily and efficiently there. On the left side, we're going to go ahead and draw the sun, and it doesn't matter to me how you draw this, but we're not going to make the sun a dot because the sun is so big compared to everything else in our solar system. So I'm just going to draw a big rounded surface there. There's the sun. And now we're going to measure from the sun outwards and try to guess where the planets go. And we're going to do this on a 40 centimeter scale. So what I'd like you to do, we're going to end up drawing two lines on this. And so the first line, I'm going to start it right about here. That's my first sun surface. And the second line, I'm going to start here. And we'll label these. The first is going to be what we're going to call the guess. You're going to guess where the planets are, and this is the actual line. So you then want to draw a 40 centimeter straight line heading out. Get it as straight as you can on your piece of paper. Now my ruler only goes to 30 centimeters, so I'm going to draw a line up to that point. Mark my 30 centimeter point right there, and then add 10 more onto the end to get the full 40. And try to keep it as straight as possible, but I know it won't be perfect. Okay, I know that's 40 centimeters, and at the very end of my 40 centimeters, I'm going to make a dot and label that as Pluto, which technically is no longer a planet. It is now one of the outermost dwarf planets. There's actually 3 more after Pluto that have now been confirmed as sighted, but we're just going to call that the limit of our planetary solar system. So since this is the guess line, the first thing I'd like you to do is then draw dots along this line to guess where you think our planets are. And so what I mean by that is, like, draw a dot here and say there is Mercury. And then here's another dot, and here it must be Venus. And so on. But remember, you've got to fit it between the sun and Pluto, which we linked here. If you're not familiar with the order of the planets, here is a sheet you can reference. Okay, I'm going to assume that you have taken your guess, and now what I want to do is walk you through how we will draw the actual distribution of the planets, and then you can compare that at your guess. So once again, draw a 40 centimeter line. Try to keep it as parallel as you can to the other guess line that you drew. Same deal, we're going to put Pluto on the end here. And for the actual scale, we're going to treat 1 astronomical unit as equaling 1 centimeter of distance. So we are drastically scaling down, but it's a nice sort of efficient way. So we're going to treat the centimeters on your ruler as the actual astronomical units. And so with that in mind, if we treat that starting point there on the surface of the sun as 0, then here are the distances you want to measure out. Mercury is 0.4 AU, so that would be 0.4 centimeters. Venus is 0.7, Earth is 1, and so on. And so just to demonstrate maybe the first two for you, I would line up the ruler right there with the 0 on the beginning of my line. And then on my line, I know that Mercury is at 0.4, so that is right about there. Venus is about 0.7, right there. Earth is 1. Mars is 1.5, and so on down the line, and you just want to label those as best you can. Here's Mercury, and do that all the way down your line, and then take a look. And this activity will hopefully show you why we often use that designation of inner planets and outer planets, and also sort of helps you wrap your mind around the mind-boggling distances that these planets actually have between each other. And make sure you have answered all the questions on the Ed puzzle. Thank you.